Hey everyone, and welcome back to the breakfast show. It's Monday, first day of the week, a pretty big week. Nvidia is reporting Wednesday after the market closes. We do also have some Fed speakers this week, so very interesting week. I am running a poll already. Make your predictions. Stocks finish the day red, green, or flat. The poll is running right now. We do have a couple of things that we can discuss before the market opens. It's a mixed bag right now, pre-market. So we'll talk a little bit about that. We have some price target upgrades, a downgrade, some comments on Nvidia and on the market as well. We'll talk about all of that in the next hour or so. Of course, good morning. Good morning to everyone joining, or good afternoon, probably afternoon as well for some of you. Appreciate everyone joining this fine Monday afternoon, earning evening. So right now, where are we at? This is basically it. This is the pre-market right now. We have Nvidia that's down 1.6. We have Google that's up 3.7. You might ask why is Nvidia down 1.6 and why is Google up 3.7? Is it a specific thing? Well, yes, Google is probably because of Warren Buffett. Well, because of Berkshire. They bought Google last quarter, not last week, last quarter. Nvidia is down because apparently Peter Thiel, they offloaded, well, the fund offloads entire Nvidia stake in the third quarter. So I guess it weighs on the stock right now. But again, with Nvidia earnings Wednesday after the market closes. But the Google thing, right? The Google move is interesting because remember, it wasn't that long ago, right? It wasn't that long ago when people were still talking about Google and saying, oh, 10 blue links this, 10 blue links that, right? This was probably happening, well, it was definitely happening here, it was definitely happening here, even here and here, right? Ooh, 10 blue links, ChatGPT, Perplexity, they're all coming after Google's cash cow. Google's 10 blue links is a thing of the past, okay? Google search has been evolving for many, many years. I mean, of course, the Google Assistant here is turning on right now. But if I say, hey, Google, and you've got me on speaker, maybe if you own a Google device, well, it might turn on right now. But anyways, okay, Berkshire bought Google stock last quarter, which probably means they bought it closer to $200. People are saying, oh, you're bearish, and when Buffett is buying Google at all-time highs. No, again, Berkshire didn't buy Google right here. They might have added, maybe, but the 13Fs are coming after the quarter is over. So they probably bought somewhere here. Okay, they probably bought somewhere here, or maybe just after. Now that would be very, maybe just after, but it's probably somewhere here. Luckily for us, we've been buying much, much lower. I'm not that surprised. You're seeing the sentiment shift, and wait until Gemini 3 comes out. Gemini 3 is expected to come out pretty soon. I think that thing will blow everything out of the water. And then, well, and then people will say, oh, Google is back on top. We've also been hearing that AI founders believe that Perplexity, the company that was also supposed to crush Google, Perplexity is a company that's going to go out of business. Funny how things change, right? Funny how things change so quickly. I do think that Google is is a threat to all of these smaller so-called search players. Right? At first it was, oh, they're all coming after Google's lunch. I think now it has been made quite clear that they can try. Doesn't seem like they're succeeding. Actually, Google might destroy their business because Google can offer what they're offering for free, since Google is an incredibly profitable company. It's interesting, huh? It's interesting how these things turn out. But okay, I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining with regards to Google's move right now. It is of course a bit more expensive than before, but still a tremendous company. Nvidia right now still on that, what is it, 50-day moving average. And to the commenter that said, oh, he thinks he's a technical analysis expert because he can read moving averages. No, I am not an expert, and I'll say time and time again, I don't think I'm anywhere near being close to a technical analysis expert. Just showing what I'm seeing here. You do with it what you want. I am much better at just looking at companies' business, but this is where we're at right now on the daily. Some other companies that are green is HIMS for now, 0.7%. Nebius is up 1%. A lot of these names were actually up a little bit more around an hour ago. Rubrik is up 1.7. Why is that? We do have positive commentary around Rubrik. Applied Digital is up, let's call it 1%. Micron is up 0.5, Oscar 0.5, Amazon 0.3, IREN is flat, PayPal, basically, let's call it flat. There is some news around PayPal as well. And then all the rest, basically red at the moment. So let's have a quick look at some news for you this fine Monday morning. So first up, we have this. Jeff Bezos is taking on a formal CEO role again, according to the New York Times. He is co-leading a new AI startup called Project Prometheus. I don't know if you watched the movie Prometheus, but I thought it was a crap movie. To use AI for engineering and manufacturing in computers, autos, and spacecraft. It already has about $6.2 billion in funding and nearly 100 hires from OpenAI, DeepMind, and Meta. I mean, I wouldn't doubt any company led by Jeff Bezos. Let's put it that way. Speaking about Jeff Bezos-led companies, Amazon kicks off a 6-part US dollar high-grade bond sale. I wonder what they will do with that. I don't wonder. Moving on, we have Novo Nordisk here. They're cutting out-of-pocket prices for Wegovy and Ozempic to better compete with Eli Lilly's Zepbound. Stock right now is down 1.8%. I am looking at chat as well, just in case. But yeah, hello, good morning, and good afternoon to everyone around the globe. So yeah, this is making headlines right now. I've seen people literally copy paste the same thing time and time again. Honestly, couldn't care less. Couldn't care less. Moving on to the next news item here, we have some. Maybe it's not maybe not this page, but here it is. Okay, we do have some HSBC comments on Tesla. Reiterates reduced rating, maintains price target of $131. Downside here is 67%. Stock is up 93% in 2 years, while forward earnings more than halved. Auto business deteriorating. In short, they're not talking about what comes next, but what is happening at the moment. Some commentary here around Serve Robotics, their partnerships with Uber, Uber Eats, and DoorDash. Price target sits 82% higher than where it is right now. Serve Robotics is a very interesting company. I saw a small robot in LA when I was there not that long ago. It's cute. Again, they have to scale it up. It is scaling up. It just takes some time. Palo Alto Networks, they're reporting also Wednesday. So every time a company reports and you're seeing price target raises 2 days before, I wonder why. Like, why not just wait? Wait 3 days and then make up your mind. But okay, it is what it is. It is what it is. We've got here AMD. TD Coin reiterates a buy rating, maintains price target of $290, around 17 or 18% upside from where we're at today. Just noticed that didn't even show you this, but here it is. So they see over 60% data center revenue CAGR guided, excluding China due to geopolitical risk. AI TAM includes GPUs, CPUs, and DPUs, not switches. Basically, what we've covered from AMD's Analyst Day last week. Do wonder if they're putting here some. No, they did not put any sales multiple or their own or earnings multiple. So that's a shame. Anyways, however, Hims and Hers announces $250 million share repurchase program. I do believe that C Limited also announced a share repurchase program of around $1 billion, I believe. C Limited. So we have C Limited with a share buyback program. We also have now a share buyback program from Hims. However, Rocket Lab, Cantor Fitzgerald reiterates overweight, raises the price target to $72 per share. Okay, why is that? Key takeaways: 16 successful launches year to date, reaffirmed over 20 launch target for fiscal year. Neutron Launchpad arrival delayed to Q1 2026. Q3 revenue beat. Contracted backlog at $1.1 billion. SDA tranche 3 beat $700 to $900 million, seen as a key near-term catalyst. Strong position via diverse rocket portfolio, dual launchpad, and customer base. Nothing of a multiple or something like that. Okay. Interesting. I mean, these notes are fairly useless if we don't really have some math behind their own calculations. Maybe if you have access to these notes, great. I don't. So Webull Singapore partner to bring. Webull is also reporting later this week. And then we have here Rosenblatt reiterates buy rating, raises price target for Micron to $300. Limited DRAM supply growth through 2026 remains central to thesis. AI-driven demand rising across accelerators, PC and smartphones, DRAM and NAND pricing trending above prior estimates, and estimates raised to reflect faster price increases. Is interesting because also here with Micron, I remember, and I'm sure you guys remember as well, that with Micron, it wasn't that long ago, right? It wasn't that long ago where the stock went up and then suddenly it went down because an analyst came out with some negative commentary around, oh, Samsung's coming back, it's going to hurt Micron's position. There are no issues, there's not enough demand, DRAM, and all of that, and we've got these types of short-term dips in share price. But now that the stock has basically gone from $115 to $240, well, basically it more than doubled since the end, or let's call it the start of September. Suddenly everybody comes out and says, actually, oh, there is a lot of demand. Micron is very, very well positioned. It's interesting because Micron has always said time and time again, there is an insane amount of demand. We are extremely well positioned. We intend to grow and grow quite considerably for a longer period of time. And yet the analysts thought they were lying, but I'm pretty sure it's because the stock price was going down a little bit, Then what do we have? Okay, we have one here for Nvidia, also Cantor Fitzgerald, reiterates overweight, maintains the price target at $300 per share. Their key takeaways here, they're seeing, well, the earnings as the event of the season. They're expecting solid beat and raise and strong demand commentary. Watching for visibility into 2027 growth, they are seeing over 40% EPS upside versus calendar year 2026 consensus, and the price target implies 24 times calendar year 27 upside EPS, which again for a company of Nvidia size, this is really not that high. Suri, I'm seeing here your comment. What happened to IREN stock? I don't know. I guess we'll have a look. But yeah, well, there is this news from PayPal. So let me actually go and pull this one up. This is me. Let's pull this one up. So PayPal and KKR expand their strategic partnership. Our continued partnership with KKR reflects the ongoing success of our European buy now pay later business and our disciplined approach to balance sheet management. The new agreement enables KKR to purchase up to 65 billion people eligible current and future PayPal buy now pay later loans originated in Europe through March 2028. Today, they announced the signing of a new agreement for an up to 6 billion euros replenishing loan commitment, under which credit funds and accounts managed by KKR will purchase up to 65 billion euros of buy now pay later loan receivables originated by PayPal in France, Germany, Italy, Spain, and the UK. They're not going to do this if it's not going well. Of course, for PayPal, it's good to keep a healthy balance sheet. Now, last week, I've seen some people share something that PayPal has raised in some sort, maybe $5 billion or so. Can't remember exactly what it was. Some people are speculating that this might mean that they're going to accelerate buybacks. Well, I sure hope so. Or maybe it's just to keep their balance sheet clean. But then again, we just got this news right here. So I don't know. We'll see what they do. We'll see what they do with that money. Then we have here, this is basically why Rubrik is up a little bit, or at least it was up 10 minutes ago, pre-market. So Mizuho upgrades to outperform. In the roughly 6 months following our valuation-driven downgrade on Rubrik, the shares have largely struggled, down 16% since mid-May, versus the IGV up 3%, despite good ongoing execution. Meanwhile, our checks on Rubrik remains favorable, and we believe the prospects for healthy subscription ARR upside over the near term, well, near to medium term are good. More broadly, we continue to believe Rubrik's intense focus on protecting and operationalizing data, along with best-in-class ransomware defenses, have enabled it to significantly separate from most legacy and next-gen vendors in this space. In addition, with Rubrik trading at 7 times calendar year 27 EV to ARR, for at least a mid-20s 2-year CAGR, we believe that AI resiliency and enhanced identity recovery are essentially free call options. Call options. Just kidding. For Rubrik. As such, we are upgrading Rubrik to an outperform rating and maintain our $97 price target. And thank you. Thank you, Atanas, for becoming a lazy boy investor. And well, thank you, Neil Weston, as well. I'm not gifting it myself, but there is another Neil here in the chat. Thank you both for the support. Really, really appreciate that. We're going to go over a couple of names that I see in the chat: Nebius, IREN, and all the rest there as well in a bit. So We have here Evercore ISI also a comment on Nvidia. Buy Nvidia stock into this week's earnings report. They expect Nvidia to deliver a beat and raise quarter, citing channel checks showing that GB200 and 300 availability has greatly improved, yet demand still outstrips supply. This basically means that they're expecting revenue to beat comfortably. As for Cantor, as we said, they remain, well, it remains Nvidia their top pick. This we've already seen. Now we can quickly have a look at some of the names here. Let's see. So, some of you, what happened with IREN? What happened with IREN? Nothing. So it's down 0.2%. So it's down 0.2%. So nothing specific happened with IREN. Who asked these questions? Suri, what happened to IREN stock? You're asking in general, or you're asking today? Today, nothing. IREN is basically flat for now. What has happened since the start of November? Well, it's down 39% or so. As you know, start of November, we've had that podcast. Brad Gerstner asked some altman a very normal question. We didn't really get an answer. The market freaked out. Michael Burry, Broken Clock, came out with his short, and voila. And here we are. Plus, let's be honest, IREN was basically a $9 stock 3 months, 4 or 5 months before. Now it was a $75 stock. So it coming down a little bit should not be surprising. And the same can be said for all the rest, right? The same can be said here for all the other AI players right there. With regards to Nebius, we are now here, well, basically, now that we are up 1.1%, we're literally on that 100-day moving average. But again, this is pre-market, and as we've seen over the last week or two, pre-market is lying. Whatever is green can be read 5 minutes into the open. So we'll see. I'm currently looking at this right here. The previous stop here in August, around $75. Do I believe we can close this gap right here? This is the Microsoft deal gap. I mean, we can. Will we do it? I don't know. I think this is the first big, let's say, support area that it might find, $75. Remember, a lot has changed for Nebius since this deal. This deal basically added $17.4 billion for Nebius. Nebius was trading at around $17 billion or so when this deal was announced. So right now, steady, no need to really be rushing into things. Slowly but slowly, I'm accumulating more and more shares. That's what I've done last week. And Vatsal, thank you very much for the 5 gifted. And yes, we had a great conversation yesterday. Appreciate that. And so, yeah, 5 new members of the channel. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Really appreciate the 5 gifted. We had a conversation yesterday around this whole situation, around the GPUs, the depreciation, how much money. Actually, let me just go to your post. Let me just go to your post on X. So this is basically what he said. He gifted 10. Did he give 10? So what does it show up? 5. But anyways, if you gifted 10, even a double thank you. But this is basically what we discussed yesterday. So he made a calculation right here. By year 4, a $100, this is again a hypothetical, a $100 contract for CoreWeave clears 0 cash, right, after all of it. Now, we've had, of course, these He did 5 twice. Then I guess it doesn't show up correctly here. Wait, let me see. Let me see. But yeah, this is basically the conversation and the discussion that everybody is having right now around GPU depreciation. Is it 3 years? Is it 4 years? I have a specific video for later, but I'll already explain for those joining us during the live stream. He did do 5 twice. So yeah, okay, double thank you. For some reason it doesn't show up as twice in the streaming chat, but it does show in the YouTube studio. So thank you again. Appreciate that a lot. But yeah, basically the conversation right now is, okay, all of these companies are investing a significant amount, right? A significant amount in all of these GPUs. They have put their depreciation at 5 years, 6 years. Nebius is at 4 years. The big question is, okay, how fast can you monetize all of it? How fast can you get your money back? And what if the depreciation period is not 6 years, but what if suddenly it's 3 years? A lot of these companies are going to have a lot of issues, right? A lot of issues. And so it is true that if you look at the, again, hypothetical, the numbers right here on the screen, it doesn't look great for this example right now for CoreWeave. But with CoreWeave, it's also important to understand that they're not, if they're going to build, it's because they're building based on demand, based on contracts received. So this at least removes the overbuilding problem. Then yeah, we go back to, okay, but GPUs, 3 years depreciation, 6 years depreciation. Right now, they've told us that they're still using A100s. A100s came out, what was it, five years or so ago. And so I'll go back to my previous comments and say 3 years ago, ChatGPT came out. I don't think we can make conclusions just yet. But yes, it will become an issue for these companies if the depreciation period for some of these GPUs gets reduced from 6 years to 3 years or 4 years. At least for Nebius, they're now at 4 years. So if it's 5 years, it's a bonus. But if it's 4 years, it's 4 years. At least we know what we should expect. And another 5 gifted from Vatsal. This guy is a whale. This guy is a whale. Really appreciate that. And hopefully the 5 new members are he's now at 15 gifted today. So really appreciate that. We're starting Monday quite good here on the live stream. On the stock market, not so much. On the stock market, not so much. It seems for now. Google is still green. We do have Google green 3.3%, Rubrik 2%, Nebis 1.6%, PayPal is literally, let's call it flat. Same with IREN. Palantir down 1.4%. And we have here another. What is going on here? We have here another extra 5 gifted. I mean, I guess at this pace, the whole stream is going to become member of the channel, member of the channel. So, I mean, you're going to be on the Hall of Fame, my guy. You're going to be on the Hall of Fame. And if any one of you is on X, I guess go follow him. He is apparently here an ex-SDE at Amazon, so he does know a little bit what he's talking about. But yeah, really appreciate all of the gifted memberships. I appreciate that. And yeah, we'll see what happens with this story right here, because this is the big story right now. For the bigger companies, right? It's, of course, it becomes an issue, but at least for the bigger companies, right? Nvidia, not really, but Google and Meta and Microsoft, their core business is a very profitable business. Of course, again, for the balance sheet and all of that, it does become an issue if you suddenly go from 6 years to just 3 years. It does become an issue. But again, those companies are extremely profitable at their core. The bigger issues are with other companies out there, right? The Nebus, the IREN, the CoreWeave, all of the other smaller players. If they screw it up, right, this whole depreciation story, then they can blow up. Will the big tech companies blow up? I don't think so. I don't think so. But we need data centers. If people stop making, then we have no power for AI. Well, you can make a data center. That doesn't automatically mean that you will have the power, right? That's why, right, an IREN who has already contracted power and all of that is in a good position for now. Although, yes, the bottleneck is the power. The building out of data centers in some places, I would say yes, because you need building permits and all of that does take a while to get. Not everywhere, but in a lot of places. My issue, and this is something that we've talked about with Jose in the past, is that all of these big tech companies are going into more in states in the United States, and they're building their huge data centers, which need a lot of power. You need a lot of power, and then the normal folk is seeing that their energy bill is increasing. Then you get this whole anti-AI sentiment. I've said before, I think they need to be, I think these big tech companies need to pay a premium on the energy in order to subsidize the electricity bill of the people around the data center. If you do that, I do think that you'll get some, how do you call it? Some, I forgot the word. I forgot the word, but at least people won't hate on these on AI and all of that. I think it makes sense. I think it makes sense for these big tech companies to pay a premium on electricity in order for the communities around that data center to not feel the pain of them building a data center and having their bills go up every single month. I think it makes sense. Does the depreciation problem affect your view on Nebus and IREN? Well, no. Again, with Nebus, they are still at 4 years. With Nebus, they're still at 4 years. And again, I don't think I can conclude what's going to happen, because it's still too early. Previously, remember, this is something that we talked about with Manuel as well. That rhymes. All of the GPUs, right, or most of the GPUs that the big tech companies have acquired for the last 3 years or so, most of them were used for everything. Everything in training, everything in inference. So yes, a lot of these GPUs, I assume, are maybe already dead, cooked, whatever you want to call it. But I do think that as we move forward, as these models evolve, as data centers become more efficient, as GPUs become more efficient as well, you will have specific clusters for specific workloads. And then, of course, the, let's say, life cycle of these GPUs will or could be extended, because you're not going to use a specific GPU cluster or whatever for elite, super big model training, and then also to answer a hello Gemini, at what time is my appointment query, right? No, you will have basic GPUs answering the text queries, and then you will have best in class GPU clusters doing the new model training. And so I do think that once we go through the next 1-2 years or so, you are going to already get maybe more answers. But today, unfortunately, it's a bit too early. It's a bit too early. Unfortunately for Nebus, they didn't really, let's call it, exist 3 years ago. they really started to ramp up right now, right, with Blackwell. And I do think that with Blackwell, total cost of ownership and all of that is already quite good. Is already quite good. But of course, when you're buying these names, these are things that you have to know. People think that, we buy these names and we're blind to the risk side of things. No, we know, or I hope we all know the risk side of all of it. But right now, it's too early to say that the risk will outweigh the reward. Maybe in 2 years we will be wrong. Let's wait and see. If Nvidia underperforms, we're toast. Correct. But I don't think Nvidia will underperform. I mean, everything's indicating for a beat. I guess it's all about the commentary that they will give us during the call. But for the quarter, I don't see how they miss. I just don't see how they miss. And don't forget, China is not included in guidance, right? So if they were able to sell anything to China, it's only going to be increasing the results, but it's not in the guidance. Okay. For those still interested in BMNR, we have this right here. BMNR announces ETH holdings reaching 3.6 million tokens and release of November chairman's message. The chairman is, of course, Tom Lee. So Bitmain crypto and cash holdings plus Moonshot totaled $11.8 billion, including 3.6 million ETH tokens, unencumbered cash of 607 million, and other crypto holdings. They now own 2.9% of the ETH token supply. I think that stayed the same, right? Week over week? I think so. From couch to toast investor. I mean, Toast is a good company. They've been doing quite well as a business. Will Nvidia have new microphones? I mean, last quarter, yes, they did have. They did have actually good microphones last quarter. So I hope that continues. Although when they had bad microphones, the stock market did go up. So maybe they should go back to the bad microphones. But no. All right, let's see what we've got here. It does seem like we are seeing a little bit more red on our list right now. Let's see if we have Mercado Libre is basically flat for Mercado Libre. Let's look at Adobe real quick. Also flat, still at $330. I would assume that Salesforce is exactly the same. Yep, it's exactly the same pattern. These two names. Sezzle is still beaten down, probably. Yep, $52. Also oversold. Klarna reports, I think tomorrow. Says here December, but I'm pretty sure I've seen it on the earnings e-whispers list. Klarna is here at 34. Figma is basically back or almost back to the IPO price. Is it an overreaction? Not at all. I don't think it should have ever been here at 100 and what was it? $143 at the peak. The second day of it trading as a publicly traded company, and now it's down 73%. It's also oversold at the moment, and it also reported 10 days ago. But is it an overreaction? In my opinion, no. I mean, why? It should have never traded this high, should have never traded here as well. And if it did, then a company like Adobe should have gone up as well. I know it's not apples to apples comparison, but Now it's basically at, is it? Let's actually check if it is at the price. Yes, it is. Now you can buy Figma at a lower price than what Adobe was willing to pay for it a couple of years ago. Adobe was willing to pay $20 billion to buy Figma. What was it? 2 years ago, 3 years ago now, or something like that. Today, you can buy Figma at a $19 billion market cap. Not bad of a deal, right? Not bad of a deal. I still think it's expensive. It is a very, very fast growing company. Very fast growing company. uh, I laughed at this joke, but this is my joke from yesterday. It's my joke from yesterday, but good one. Have I invested in Klarna? No, I have not invested in any buy now pay later business because again I own PayPal and PayPal's buy now pay later business is doing very well. Um, yes, I still own CoreWeave. If I wasn't bullish, I would not own it anymore. If I was, yeah, and CoreWeave here as well is literally on the daily in no man's land, also oversold right now, heavily oversold actually. But yeah, I still own it. I still own it. Let's buy Figma and sell it to Adobe. Yes, if we buy Figma today for 19 billion, sell it to Adobe for 20 billion, we make $1 billion. Smart, smart thinking, Stefano. I like the way you think. I like the way you think. Okay, so do you worry about the competition of Adobe? It's really cheap and compounds steadily. It's trading like it's a dead company, even though the balance sheet is very impressive. Well, you just answer your question. Plus, I have interviewed the VP of Investor Relations of Adobe. I have a video on it. When was it released? A week ago or 2 weeks ago? And we basically talk about all of it. My average on CoreWeave is 94, so I'm down, of course. But Adobe, look, it's people think that this is just a PDF company, Photoshop and whatnot. But if you look, first of all, it's also a huge marketing player, Then in the creative space, it's the whole creative suite. They are also now included in Google, in ChatGPT, right, Gemini, and all of that. Yes, you can generate images. You can use third-party AI models when you use Adobe, or you can use Adobe's own models. Plus, they came out with Adobe Firefly Foundry, which will basically make, for example, for Home Depot, use Home Depot's IP and make custom models for Home Depot. So everything that gets generated there, they'll know that it is fit to be marketed, right? It's not going to be stolen content, etc., etc. No, it will be ready for marketing purposes based on Home Depot's own IP. It's still very, very early on, but people misunderstand Adobe. They think that, oh, you can now generate a picture with ChatGPT and Gemini. Okay, cool. But I've been to Adobe Max. I've talked with people there. There's not one person as a professional who will generate an image and say, okay, done. Let's post it on social media. Let's run ad campaigns. No, all of them will edit it in Photoshop, in Illustrator, in After Effects, in Premiere Pro, and the list goes on and on and on. Another thing, when you are paying for the Adobe subscription, you also get access, again, like I said, to third-party models. One subscription gets you access to third-party models. Actually, let me actually check. So if you go on Firefly, and thank you, Himanshu, for becoming a member of the channel. I appreciate that. Exactly. Adobe is copyright safe. Now, if I go on Adobe Firefly, for example, and I say, let's do image to video, by the way, you can do some very cool things there. You get access to, of course, the Adobe Firefly model, or you can go to the partner models. And you have Pika, Ray, Vio from Google. I think the other one are from Black Forest. I think they've had from Runway as well. So this is something that people said before. Oh, why don't you partner with other? They did, and they are. So yes, I I sound bullish on. Look, I can sound bullish on a lot of undervalued companies out there. That doesn't mean that I have to own all of them. Um, for me to now open up again, for me to open up another position in the portfolio, it will require a lot of capital to make that position worthy of the portfolio. As you know, I've opened up a month or so ago, Shift 4 and Rubrik. I cannot open every month other positions just because I like the company. Yes, I like it, just like I like other companies. I like Salesforce at this price. I still like United Health at this price, but I rather now consolidate and go and focus on other positions. And that's fine. That's fine. Just how I think about my portfolio. And yes, talking about the portfolio yesterday, yeah, it's fine. There were some comments, oh, my portfolio is too risky, expect your portfolio to be worthless in the future, blah, blah, blah. Because I have, yes, high beta names. I have names that are up triple digits and they're up and they're down, of course, 20, 30% over the past couple of weeks. So people are coming out now and say, oh, this portfolio is not diversified enough. You have too much risk. I know. I know why I have exposure to SoFi, to the local, to Shift 4, to Nebius, to Google, to Meta, to all of these. I know why I own them. The reason why people say it's too risky is also the same reason why these stocks are up triple digits for me. If I want these stocks to go up a significant amount, I have to also accept that sometimes they will come down faster than the market. It's normal. I would also admit that this is not a portfolio for everyone. This is not a portfolio for someone that plans to retire next year. But yes, because it can be risky, we can go into, let's say, a bigger correction, and suddenly the whole portfolio comes crashing down. It's definitely possible. It's definitely possible. But I'm still young. I consider myself still young. And so if we do have corrections, I'll do the same thing I did in 2022. I'll just load up on better names, names that I own in my portfolio, of course. And that's fine. That's fine. That's just the way I like to look at these things. I was also at the gym. Very good idea. Very good idea. Um, what's happening? Again, we don't know, and we don't care. We don't know, and we don't care. Actually, you want to see something? Netflix. One share of Netflix will now only cost you $110. It's because they did a stock split. It's because they did a stock split. I know some people say Mercado Libre also needs to do a split, and I would say that I agree. I agree. But then again, if you look at a company like Booking, they're at 5,000. They're at 5,000 a share right now. So yeah, there are some companies that just don't care. They don't need to split. They don't care. Um, who's old as F? First name, last name. I'm 31. Although, yes, if there are kids here, then maybe that might be seen as old. But yeah, Booking 5,000 a share. It's a great company, by the way. It's a great company. Um, yeah, you can buy fractional shares, of course, but I assume that not everyone has access to fractional shares, which is why people still complain about it. And again, it's it's a fair complaint. It also has to do with options, because imagine you have to buy 100 100 shares of a $2,000 worth. Options are expensive when your stock is very, very expensive. Yeah, exactly. That's old if you're 13. I agree. I agree. Airbnb has been really not doing much. It's literally at that price of, well, the day they went public, or a couple of days when they went public. And actually, with Airbnb, they did exactly what I predicted a while ago. A while ago. Let me see if I can find it. Do I do coke on weekdays or just weekends? I can tell you that I've never touched an ounce of drugs in my life. I don't smoke. I barely drink. It's a very boring but healthy life. Very boring but healthy life. Let's see, where is this Airbnb thing? Where? The search on X is really not good. They should integrate. They should integrate Google. Maybe it was here. Let's see. Airbnb. Ah, voila. Here it is. Here it is. So a week or so ago, Airbnb is testing grocery delivery with Instacart in Phoenix, Orlando, and LA, letting guests order groceries through the app up to 3 weeks before checking in. Hosts can even earn bonuses for stocking kitchens ahead of arrivals. This could add over $1 billion a year in revenue. This is what I said months ago. Months ago. I said Airbnb should expand what they're doing right now. As a guest, I should be able to do exactly this: order groceries before I arrive. So when I arrive, everything's already there. Second of all, I'm surprised we're not seeing here Uber and Uber Eats. I want, when I arrive, my Uber driver to be at the airport, to bring me to my Airbnb and bring me back to the airport. Should be able. I mean, this should be a thing. Not only does this help with the transport, you can also do it with Uber Eats. To me, it's a no-brainer. Will this add $1 billion in extra revenue? We'll see. Of course, advertising, right? Promoted post is a very, very easy money maker for them. Very, very easy. I don't know if they're going to do it, but it is what it is. Yeah, 7 minutes. 7 minutes. But yeah, this is something that I said months ago. I'm not surprised that they're doing this. They could be doing much more. They could have their own AI co-pilot, right? Their AI concierge, let's say, that basically books your whole vacation for you, everything from start to finish. I think many people would gladly pay a little bit more if you really get everything you need. But yeah, they've been underperforming. Vatsal, again, you're becoming now. You are becoming a member. Appreciate it. I appreciate it. Neil, drink more wine. I did drink beer last week. No, I do actually. I did drink wine as well. I like wine. Good wine. Good wine. I like. Beer I hate, and yet I drank beer last week. It is what it is. People say you don't love beer. You just drink beer because I don't know. I don't know. It is a no-brainer, but the companies will be, so it's a bit cheaper to just get a taxi or do your own shop. Yes and no, because you're anyways going to take an Uber. Like when I was now in LA, you get out of the airport, you get your luggage. I didn't take a taxi. I took an Uber. Well, people take the train, people take the bus. That's also an option. But I took an Uber, and I don't think it was that more expensive than a taxi. I don't even think it's more expensive than a taxi. I haven't even seen a taxi. I've just seen Ubers and Waymos and Lyft. But as for the doing your own groceries, yes, doing your own groceries will probably be cheaper. But again, it's not something that you will do every single day. It's something that you do once so that when you arrive, you're tired and all of it, the food is already there. So it saves you time, it saves you frustrations and effort. And I do think that 90% of people that do travel wouldn't mind paying one time a little bit more to get all of that when they arrive. Um, whoa, 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 whoa. Belgian beer is so bad. Please, please. Are you also going to tell me that Belgian chocolate is not good? Hmm? Belgian beer is by far the best, and Belgian chocolate is also by far the best. I don't know where you're from. Bing bong, bing bong. The only people that can maybe challenge me on the chocolate thing are the Swiss people. But all the rest, I don't want to. I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to hear anything. Maybe the Germans will say that our beer is much better. I don't know. I don't think I can agree with that. I don't think I can agree with that. Um, and I do hope that to the chocolate eating people, I do hope that you like dark chocolate more than milk chocolate because milk chocolate is for kids. Voila, I said it. Ah, yeah, my poll. Oh, we have here a Swiss that thinks that Belgium chocolate is better. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, Lotus Bakery is good. What do I think about my poll? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. We have 3 minutes before the market opens. Where is my poll? Here it is. Here it is. What's my beef with milk chocolate? It's good, but dark is better. Much better, actually. So when you grow up, you learn these things. You see, Roberto? People say I'm old, so might as well use my wisdom. Okay, so we have here 43% of you think that we finish the day green, 35 red, and 22 flat. I see. Interesting. What's my opinion? I don't know exactly what macro whatever event we have today, but I'd go with flat. I think starting the week flat is my answer. Starting the week flat is my answer. Dark chocolate is for edgy people. I want sugar and diabetes. But if you want sugar, you can just go with the white chocolate because it's basically that. It's basically that. You have a French accent in English and a Dutch accent in French. I am from Aero. Yeah, I'm from Belgium, obviously, so we speak French and Dutch. And obviously, I speak English now most of the time. Most of the time. Anyways, we have to get ready. But I can do many accents. Many accents. Thanks to Duolingo. No, just kidding. Just kidding. Imagine. Although I am on a 90-day streak on Duolingo. You can do math exercises there. All right. Market is about to open in a couple of segundos. And it's open, ladies and gentlemen. Ding, 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 ding. Bing, bing, bong, bing, bong. We are open Monday, November 17. The market is open. As always, don't pay attention to the heat map. It is confusing, but it's going to reload pretty soon. As for the watch list, we have a couple of stocks that are that are green. Not that many, although every second there is one that disappears. Voila, another one just disappeared. We lost another one. So we have a lot more red than green. I'll let it simmer, voila, simmer for a couple of seconds, and then we'll actually have a look at the stocks and the moves for today. Ah, voila, there it goes. An updated heat map. An updated heat map. Peter here with a 930-day streak. Wow. Wow. Still refuse to invest. Fair enough. Fair enough. Not bad. Not 930 days. Wow. Congratulations. Congratulations. All right, let's have a look. Let's have a look at the names, shall we? What if I do this? Voila. Okay, so Google is the one that's up the most, up 3.8%, again, because Berkshire bought. I don't think it's a reason, okay? I also don't think that Warren Buffett had so much impact on this acquisition. Also, if we go and look at the portfolio, and by the way, he bought Q3, right? He didn't buy last week. Go and look at the portfolio. We can see, where is it? It's 1.62% of the portfolio, okay? He owns a lot more of Kraft Heinz. He owns a lot more of Chubb, Moody's, Occidental Petroleum, Chevron, Coca-Cola, Bank of America, American Express, and of course, Apple. It's just 1.6% of the portfolio. I'm still, I won't say mad, but confused why Amazon, which is a position that's been sitting there for a while, why they never increased that position. I don't understand. I don't understand. But okay, Google is basically double that. Basically double that, but still very small. I mean, Kraft Heinz is he enjoys ketchup more than Google. If we really think that Warren is the one buying, so that is that. Then, oh, look at this. We have Oscar. Oscar, that's up 1.8%. Okay, interesting. Nebius, that's up 0.8%. Micron is up 2.7. That thing just continues to go up. Rubrik 0.8 on the positive commentary. As for Nebius, yeah, we're still under. We're still under the moving average here. HIMS HIMS is up a tiny bit. The local is basically flat. The local is basically flat. Reddit flat. United Health will call it flat. It is on the 100-day moving average, Roberto. By the way, I truly hope, Roberto, you don't have your calls anymore, and you sold them on your birthday right here, October. What was it, October 28 or something like that? I hope so. I hope so. Uber is flat. Amazon basically filled that earnings gap. Oh, no, almost. PayPal is down 0.2. Why not, right? Why not? Intel is on that 50-day moving average. IREN is almost up 8%. So maybe we might see a rebound, maybe not. New, again, as I said, New reported last week. Great quarter yet again. If the market was in a better move, that thing would have gone up substantially already. But just because it's a $15 stock does not mean it's a small company. Still a company worth around $75 billion. Billion. Ah, you sold? Okay, that's good. But you bought more at a higher strike, but they are for June and then some 2027. Okay, that's fine. Shift 4 down 0.7%. Still think it's extremely cheap. Meta, $604, still oversold here on the daily. We have AMD, still fluctuating around $243, down 1.2%. Marvell down also 1.2%. Rocket Lab down 0.58%. Also a bit in no man's land here on the daily. What do they do on the weekly? Also nowhere. Well, maybe a support area. AST, okay, good area for now. Palantir down 1.3, above that 100 days. Zeta also just under the 100. BMNR basically doesn't move. Nvidia down 1.4, SoFi 1.3. Duolingo still very much oversold, down 2.8. CoreWeave is down also close to 2% right now, also oversold. And Robinhood is on that 100-day moving average. As for the, yeah, a lot of names are oversold on the daily, not on the weekly, on the daily. Adobe is basically flat. CRM, same thing, down 0.7%. Sezzle is probably down 1%, but yeah, around the same price as before. Dave, back at 200. Okay. Dave is down 2% today, back at $200. Very interesting. I wonder what Pagaya is doing today. Also down 1.3%. But we did see a little rebound Friday on that 200-day moving average. For those that don't know, and didn't watch the video and didn't watch the post, I don't have my Pagaya options anymore. I just took the loss and bought shares last week. So now I have no stress. No stress with that one, at least for now. Mercado Libre, 256. So it's basically up 0.3% at the moment. What else do we have here? Stacking up cash, Heinzie. That's fine. Yeah, let's actually quick look at the crypto, folks. So Bitcoin is up a tiny bit, but still down from the last couple of days. Ethereum, what is this? No, this doesn't make any sense. This is better. Ethereum is also up a tiny bit here. Tiny bit. Should take a loan to buy options for Meli, yeah, for sure. Okay, we have apparently we have, well, okay, Google is up 5%. Nebius is now up 2.7. Okay, I mean, we've seen that happen on Friday as well, right? You see this candle right here, Friday, right? At one point, ooh, lots of buyers, and then poof, we closed back under it. IREN, I think it was the same. Yeah, IREN was exactly the same. But right now, yes, that we are seeing a little bit more of buying action, but not with CoreWeave. Not with CoreWeave. CoreWeave is down 2.8%. 2.8% right now. So since CoreWeave, I'm just making up assumptions, but this is what I think. Since CoreWeave is much closer to OpenAI, plus we've had that Core Scientific thing go on, but since they're really close to OpenAI, I assume they're taking a bigger hit here. But they're also very close to an Nvidia. Plus they have that, what was it, $6.3 billion backstop or something like that. So could be an opportunity, but the fears or the questions are real. I just feel it's too early to conclude. There was a name I wanted to look at. No, I forgot. It's the H. What did I want to do? Remember this company? Copart. Copart is one of the companies that we covered. CPRT. It's one of those companies we covered during the Super Investor overview. And it's one where Chuck Aker actually increased his position by 253%. François Ronchon owns a little bit, but not by much. And I was like, interesting company. And so someone sent me a DM on X saying that it is a very interesting company, that I should look into it. And so I did look into it very briefly. And this is what I found. And this is what I found. This is a company that's currently experiencing a 35% drawdown. It's a $40 billion company, a trailing PE 25.8 times, forward 24.3 times. It's not really growing or expected to grow that rapidly. But look at the margins on that business. 47.2 gross, 42.1 EBITDA, operating 37.7, net 33.4, and free cash flow margin 26.5%. I mean, I was surprised. Chuck Acri. Really? Okay, we'll go with that then. What do? They provide online auctions and vehicle remarketing services in the United States, Canada, UK, Brazil, Ireland, okay, and other places as well. It offers a range of services for processing and selling vehicles over the internet through its virtual bidding third generation internet auctions style sales technology to vehicle sellers. I know it's not an interesting, it's not an interesting business, but because it's not an interesting business, I was very surprised to see this margin profile. 26.5% free cash flow. Huh. It's not shocking. Okay. Sorry. You know the amount of times I had to correct people to pronounce my name correctly? It's couch investor, not coach investor. Um, that 26 is a red flag. Why is it a red flag? Again, I didn't dig that deep into this business, but let's see. I mean, we've seen it increase quite a lot over the last couple of years. It's expected to continue to grow. This is a bit too much. Let's do this. Still expected to grow nicely, free cash flow. Again, interesting. I'm not saying this is suddenly the new whatever. No, it is interesting. It's interesting. Um, Late start of the day, no coffee yet, slow start here. Yeah, but the market has started slow as well, and it seems like it's getting a little bit better. Seems like it's getting a little bit better. Hmm. Any thoughts on Harrow? No, again, I did not have much time since the last week when Manuel talked about this. But as you can see, last week had a huge, first of all, it was down 15% or so after hours, and then it closed up 13% on the day, went even higher. So it was literally, I think 28 or something like that, 27, 28. We're now at $41, but it's not really a company that I've studied much. It's not a company that I've studied much. And yeah, as you can see with Nebius, we are literally seeing the exact same thing happen again as with Friday. It's a fake out, ankle breakers. It's like, you think I'm going left? No, I'm going right. Bam, screwed. Voila. This is basically it. Again, I don't think we're going to see that much action until after Nvidia reports. We do have Fed minutes this week. We do have two. Who speaks? I don't know. Waller and maybe some other guys is talking as well this week. But like I said yesterday, if we're not getting a cut in December, we're going to get one in January. That's just my prediction, which I guess is an easy one to make. Probability of getting a cut in December, I think, is still under 50 now. Let's see if I can get this thing to load. He doesn't want to load. Yeah, it's at 42.9%. 42.9%. Okay. Thoughts on moving funds from CoreWeave to Nebius? No, I don't. I'm tempted to add to my CoreWeave position a little bit. Because again, I think it's an overreaction, what's happening right now. Yes, maybe it should not have been trading at $150 or so, but okay, there is that delay that they've announced, right? A small delay shouldn't happen again. The Core Scientific deal, right, that did not go through was good news for Coin Scientific, but as you can see, Core Scientific is also down 36% since the start of November, which if we look at CoreWeave, since the start of November, where is it? Here, CoreWeave is down 42%, so a bit more than Core Scientific. Couchy Pop, didn't I read this? What is a Couchy Pop? But no, I don't. I'm not looking to like sell CoreWeave right now to buy more Nebius. I can buy Nebius with cash and buy extra CoreWeave as well. Like I said, my average for CoreWeave is 94, so I'm down 18%. I'm down 18%. If I buy more, it's purely to lower my average a little bit and have more shares, of it. But just notice that IREN is up 4.2%. IREN is now up 4.2%. Okay. Who said SoFi? SoFi is getting some buying action. Yeah, SoFi is getting some buying action. It's still under the 50. Applied Digital is also getting a little bit of buying action, especially since the low on Friday. Hive Digital. Hive is up 6% today. Hive is at 6% today. They reported earnings. Did they report? They did report. Okay, revenue 87.3. Yeah, okay, revenue is up 285% year over year, but I guess that's normal, right? Since a year ago was a very, very weak quarter. They only generated 22.6%, $22.6 million in revenue. EPS, adjusted EPS, loss of 7 cents. And yeah, the majority of the revenue is still from Bitcoin mining for now, of course. I did see something else. Hive Digital subsidiary enters agreement with Dell Technology. They're teaming up with Dell to roll out a new wave of AI infrastructure in Canada. Okay. Fine. I don't know why this stopped sharing, but okay. If the CFO talked about the price of their own share, not a good thing. It's never really a good thing when an executive talks about, our stock should be at $20, especially not on an earnings call. But hey, yeah, if we can get any positive move from these small neo clouds, previous Bitcoin miners or Ethereum miners turning into AI cloud players, I mean, I'm all for it. But hopefully they go up because the business fundamentals are improving, not just because fugazi things. All in on Hive? No, I think I'm exposed enough. I think I'm exposed enough with Nebius, Core, and IREN. Amazon is a little bit weak. Did we have something for Amazon? Well, other than the 6-part notes, no, not really. Not really. Whoa. CoreWeave is green. I'm telling you, it's because I'm wearing my lucky shirt. My lucky shirt. Every time I wore this, it's my lucky shirt with these two guys right here. Market is usually green. Usually green. But yeah, it looks like we are getting a little bit of a reversal, little bit. If we quickly look at what the S&P, the Nasdaq are doing before we continue with our day. We see that the Dow is basically flat, S&P up 0.27% and Nasdaq up 0.6%. Voila. Is there something else that we missed? No, there is nothing else. Maybe here. Okay, apparently Gemini 3 is supposed to drop this week. Apparently. Yeah, okay, but that's about it. I don't think I've seen anything else. So maybe let's have a last look at the heat map. We still have Nvidia that's down a little bit, Apple a little bit here as well, Google, Microsoft, Meta, Broadcom, green. Tesla is green. Our watch list here is now, 50-50. 50-50. We started the day with only 5 names. What the heck just happened here? So Nebius is up 6%. Nebius is up 6%. IREN is up 5.8%. CoreWeave is now green. Where is Applied Digital? Here it is, up 2.3% right now. Again, I don't want to celebrate just yet, and right, because again, we've been here last Friday, and then we dropped again. So let's see if we can close out the day up like that. SoFi is still down 0.5. PayPal is, of course, not participating in anything that's supposed to go up. Nada, nothing. Pagaya is unmoved. Someone's asking here, TMDX, Transmedics is up 0.9%. 0.9%. I still think it's a very cheap company. Nebius up on your news, hilarious. Yeah, I mean, a lot of these stocks are also down on no news, just sentiment. But today it's up, and when things go up, we don't ask questions, right? But when things go down, that's usually when we do ask a lot of questions. Oscar is up 4.7% right now. It can very well be that this is just a little pump before the market pulls the rug on us. It can be. Apple should just buy PayPal. Actually, I would have liked maybe Berkshire to buy PayPal, such a value play. But at this point, I think me and a couple of other PayPal shareholders here can do a leverage buyout of PayPal maybe in 12 months if things continue like that. But yeah, interesting activity in the market. I will end the poll right now because I don't want people manipulating that. 44% say green, that we finished the day green, 35 red, 21 flat. Yeah. Okay. So far so good. So far so good. Why is Rubrik not up? It was up. Now it's only up 0.8%. But Rubrik is one of those names where they're only going to report early December. There is Palo Alto later this week. I think CrowdStrike. When is CrowdStrike? Also late. Yeah, CrowdStrike just CrowdStrike just before Rubrik. But okay, I mean, last time they reported, the stock literally crashed, even when they grew 51%. So I am expecting another good quarter by Rubrik. What will happen with the stock? I don't know, but I am betting my money on the fact that this company will be much bigger in the future. Yeah, I've seen this. I've seen this post on X. Anyone worried about the stripper index? Las Vegas strip clubs not getting packed equals a recession. Yeah, I don't know. I've also seen I've seen the clip where in The Big Short, right? He goes to the strip club, and the stripper talks about the fact that she's taking loans on the house, multiple loans, and he's like, "You're taking multiple loans on one house?" And she's like, "No, I have multiple houses." And then he calls and he said, "There is a bubble." So I guess it's better to have empty strip clubs than have strippers with 5 loans on 2 houses. Plus, is Vegas packed in November usually? I would have assumed that. Well, then again, Vegas should be packed. Should be packed over the next couple of days. There is the F1 meeting. There's an F1 race later this week. Ford, yeah, I saw this. Ford will be able to sell vehicles through Amazon now, apparently, but they've done these announcements with these partnerships with other, I think, with other car makers as well. Again, look, Amazon is the everything store, right? Amazon is the everything store, so not surprised. I'm not surprised. Which is also why Amazon is such an easy hold, such an easy hold. Who got blocked by Chris? I got blocked by Chris. I don't think I got blocked by Chris. But yeah, Amazon is a very, very easy hold. C Limited, what is he doing today? Because Amazon, although some people don't want to admit it, but Amazon can enter almost every market that they want. Their total addressable market has been expanding for the last decade. Yeah, very easy hold. C Limited is up 3% today, probably because, well, they've announced a $1 billion, $1 billion repurchase program. No, not me. Okay. You mean Vegas City being packed or the strip club? I mean, if both of them are packed, then if one of them is packed, the city, then I assume the strip, maybe the club, but the strip is definitely going to be packed. Yeah, I mean, C has been executing very, very well since the turnaround, right? Since they started to focus a lot more on profitable growth. Although I think there was that one time, I think, yeah, maybe around here, was that one time where they grew, but suddenly profitability dropped a little bit. But as you can clearly see, the turnaround for the stock and the business itself has been very successful. Last quarter, very good quarter as well. I agree with you. It's again one of those names that if you want to get exposure to Southeast Asia, plus also with Shopee, you get access to some other markets as well. For example, Brazil um, is a good name. Is a good name for sure. Good name for sure. Anyways, we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. Lucky Shirt for now doing its job. Could do a better job, but yeah, we don't have to be that greedy, right? We don't have to be that greedy. We've started with way more red than green. Some of these high flying names have recovered. We don't know what's going to happen later this day. Plus, there is Nvidia reporting um, Wednesday afternoon. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Last couple of questions, I guess I can take here. Um, if I had to pick between Meta and PayPal, which one would be the next 5 years? Again, some of you might think I'm crazy, but I'm still going with PayPal just because it's not me. I own Meta is my largest position in the retirement portfolio. But if I had to choose one of the two, PayPal, because again, for me, the price it's extremely undervalued, and yes, I do think that it's going to go back to all-time highs by 2030. So I'm taking that because if it doesn't move, then the company will just be taken private because there won't be any shares left on the public market. Do I think Hood is expensive? I don't think Hood is cheap. It's a tremendous company right now, but we'll see what happens when things don't go the right way for the markets, especially because they're generating quite a lot of revenues from options and crypto, not much from equities, which again goes to show you that it is a casino, so of course some sort of casino, you might say, if options and crypto is a lot of the revenue and equities not much. But they do have a lot of other things, right? The retirement accounts, they're growing the prediction markets, which is gambling, right? There's no other term to use here. It is gambling. I do think that mixing gambling with investing in the same app, same interface is a very bad move. But okay, it's making them quite a lot of money. It's making them quite a lot of money. Um, PayPal undervalued for a reason? No, not really. No. Um, Moat that's eroding. Again, I disagree. And just open the financials, the presentations. It's a company that is growing, that is generating more free cash flow. Um, Venmo is now growing extremely quickly. It's something that they did not monetize before. Buy now, pay later is growing like crazy. Is also something that they didn't really focus on before. So yes, there has been a lot of competition for the last 10 plus years, but PayPal as a whole, the whole market, it has been growing with the market. So yes, as we've discussed with Emir, we've seen that even in the expectations where it does shed some market share of the next couple of years, it's still in an incredible position. People don't understand how big PayPal actually is. They only think about that blue button, the PayPal checkout button. But TPV wise, there's almost $500 billion TPV for Braintree, something that you don't see. It's again, go look at the financials, and you'll see that yes, it has been growing slowly, but that has happened because they slowed down Braintree's growth because they wanted it to become more profitable. Now that they've changed things around and Braintree's offering is actually quite competitive, they're done underpricing. They're now going to grow in a profitable way. And I think you've seen that last quarter, and you're definitely going to see that in 2026 with Venmo, with Buy Now Pay Later, and with the whole branded experience. But yeah, that's about it for me. For today. Big week ahead. Nvidia reports. I will have a short-ish video later today talking about Nvidia's estimates, and then of course this whole conversation around AI, depreciation, GPUs, the questions that are being asked, etc., etc. Hopefully, the t-shirt, the lucky t-shirt, is going to be lucky. And yeah, have a great rest of the week. Vatsal, thank you again for all the gifted memberships. Really, really appreciate that. And yeah, we see each other tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, bright and early, we are back. So thank you all. Have a great start of the week.